Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. This is Kevin Moon from God's Country. It's time for your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's weather. Now, here's my friend, Dr. Don.
Thank you, Kevin Moon, and good morning from beautiful southeast Georgia, Jekyll Island. I am on deployment again this week, and folks, we've got some serious weather taking place down here this morning. This was 1 week ago, and this is what it looks like this morning. We have a king tide, which is coinciding with a nor'eastern, which is basically a fancy term for a tropical storm that is moving across central Florida and then up the eastern seaboard. What I want you to really pay attention to on what I'm showing you here this morning, I want you to look at how close to the end of the boardwalk the tide is in this particular shot. And then we'll go back to 1 week ago and we'll take a look at where the water was about 1 week ago. If we can get this video to work, here we go. Look how far out the tide is. It's about 50 to 75 yards away, and that's the way things are out on the Atlantic. The Gulf of Mexico, the water's pretty close to the boardwalk, but over on the Atlantic side, it's way out, and you can see how far it is. If you look in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, you see the end of the steps. You see how far out the tide normally is here at Jekyll Island. And then we go back to this shot this morning. It's at the foot of the boardwalk. We're talking tides are really high this morning. This is causing some inland flooding in the city of Brunswick and up and down the Georgia coast and the eastern Florida coast, but no major issues reported this morning. It is cold down here. Temperatures are in the low 50s and upper 40s with a howling wind out of the north at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. Just a nasty raw day down here on the southeast Georgia coast. All right, so let's take a look at your weather across East Alabama and West Georgia as we take a look at your Storm Prediction Center convective outlook for your Saturday. Not expecting any issues across all of Alabama and Georgia, with the exception of where I am, just north of Jacksonville, Florida, up across the Georgia coast, the South Carolina, and North Carolina coast, and that would be associated with this nor'eastern. If you look at the lower left-hand corner of the screen this morning, you see all that convection on the radar. That's where I am, and I'll show you that in a minute, and then we'll go back and look at East Alabama and West Georgia, where there's absolutely nothing going on this morning. Should be a nice day. So let's look at the tropics. Old Wanda is still hanging on out there in the northern Atlantic, drifting slowly off to the south. Will not be an issue for East Alabama or West Georgia. As we get into the heat of the afternoon, we'll hit 59 this afternoon in Roanoke, Ashland, Lineville. Wedowee goes to 59. Ranburne hits 58. Going to be a cool day under partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. Franklin will go to 60. We'll hit 59 in LaGrange. Pine Mountain goes to 58. And Auburn tops out this afternoon at 60 degrees. So here's your 6-day forecast. Don't forget to head over to Dr. Don's Weather on YouTube. Be sure and subscribe to our channel and click that little bell so that if we go live for severe weather, you'll be guaranteed to get that push notification. Look at all that sunshine, would you? It's going to be gorgeous across the area today all the way through most of next week. 59 this afternoon for your high. It's going to be cold tonight, though. We dip down to 37. Wouldn't it all be surprised to see a few reports of some patchy frost on Sunday morning? Don't forget when you go to bed tonight to set those clocks back 1 hour. It is fall, so we fall back, and you gain an hour's sleep. Be sure you do that so you're on time for church tomorrow. For Sunday, mostly sunny, 65, down to 39 on Sunday night. Then a warming trend begins. Monday will hit 70 with an overnight low of 42. Tuesday, sunny, 72. Wednesday, sunny, 72. Webster says 72 is perfect, so there you go. Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 perfect days. Maybe a few high-level clouds late Wednesday afternoon. And then on Thursday, a passing weak front may give us about a 30% chance of a shower, though we will see intervals of sunshine as well on Thursday with a high of 68 degrees. All right, so here's the radar this morning. We are looking at Brunswick, Georgia. If you look real close amongst all that mess right there, you'll see Brunswick. I'm actually out on Jekyll Island, which is out here. And you can see we have lots of rain down here this morning. This has been going on since about noon yesterday. And the nor'eastern is out here in the Atlantic, moving off to the northeast. which is keeping us wet across the coast of Georgia. Again, this is kind of like a tropical storm down in the Gulf of Mexico, not quite as strong. But winds out here in the Atlantic are approaching 50, 60, and 70 mile per hour. But up here on the coast, we're looking at gusts of anywhere from 25 to occasionally 35 miles per hour. But it's piling all this water up across the eastern coast of Georgia, so we are experiencing some inland flooding this morning, especially on the southern side of Brunswick. And then as you get down around St. Mary's and on down into the Jacksonville area, they've got some heavier flooding down there. Well, let's go back up to East Alabama and West Georgia this morning, and as you can see, the closest rain to the area some 275 miles away from Roanoke, Alabama. That's where I'm located. But the closest rains are down here around Eastman, Georgia, back down to around Douglas. This will be pulling off to the north and eventually the northeast, so this will not make it up into East Alabama or West Georgia. And you can see that we are high and dry this morning across the Dr. Don coverage area. So, college football forecast for today. The Auburn Tigers kicking off at 2:30 this afternoon on CBS out of Kyle Field in College Station, Texas, taking on the Aggies. Should be a nice day for college football. Mostly sunny. Kickoff temperature around 65 degrees this afternoon in that huge SEC matchup. And then Alabama and LSU will tie up tonight at 6 p.m. at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. Should be a nice evening for college football over on the Capstone. Clear skies. Kickoff temperature around 54 in Tuscaloosa. Headed for an overnight low of 42 degrees. Check us out on Twitter. It's DSTREN1040. If you have a Twitter account, please follow us over there because we do broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter as well. And so we're having a little bit of a problem with our graphic right there, but be sure and head over to DrDonWX.com where you can download the Mixler app and listen to God's Country anywhere in the whole wide world. And you can also download our brand new Mixler app at DrDonWX.com. One more shot of Jekyll Island, Georgia this morning, where a nor'eastern coinciding with a king tide, which is an unusually high tide on its own. And then you add the nor'easter in on top of it, and we got water all the way up to the foot of the boardwalk this morning, just behind the Hampton Inn Resort on Jekyll Island. Doesn't happen that often down here, and it certainly isn't this cold down here. You know, I'm a North Georgia guy where it's supposed to be cold. I think it's more of a psychological thing. It's just not supposed to be this cold down here. I'm about to freeze to death. Hey, good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'll see you back in here probably again tomorrow morning. We'll update your weather forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia. Hope you have a fantastic Saturday. And I'll see you back in here tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. Bye now.